If you are a beginning soaper or bath and body product maker, you are in the right spot and you have found exactly the right place to start. Let's dive in. Okay, let's really quickly talk about who this video is for. Now, in the intro, I did talk about a beginning soaper or bath and body product maker, and I do definitely stand by that this video is probably the most valuable for that level of maker. But in the same token, if you have experience, this video could also help you by showing you some resources that you have never heard of before, right? We never know what we don't know. So this video here is a compilation of resources that you can use when starting or growing your handmade business. And hopefully it will help if you are in that stage of analysis paralysis. I know I do that all the time. I look around and I'm like, oh, there's so many great things. Where do I even start? And then I stand there for like valuable minutes, okay? If you have kids, you know. If you know, you know, okay? I stand there wasting all of my valuable working minutes trying to figure out exactly where to start. So that's kind of where the idea for this video came from. Now, the first one that I want to talk about is the Humble Bee and Me Encyclopedia. I will have everything that I talk about linked down in the description below, and this is not sponsored in any way by anybody or anything that I mention, but these are just truly some really great resources that helped me figure out exactly where I needed to go. Okay, so just to quickly get that disclaimer out of the way. The first place I would recommend looking if you are a beginning soaper or handmade business owner is the Humble Bee and Me Encyclopedia. Humble Bee and Me is a channel here on YouTube, which of course I'll have linked below. She has such a vast knowledge of everything in the maker space, specifically related to like handmade products like soaps, body butters, and lotions, that kind of thing. I have seen probably at this point all of her videos. I find them very valuable. I enjoy the way she talks. I just think she's super knowledgeable. And if you're looking for a good place to start, I think she has a great channel for you. But even more than that is her encyclopedia. The reason that I love her encyclopedia, one, it's digital. I can take it anywhere. I can look on my phone. I can look on my computer, the iPad, whatever device I have around me. I can use that to look at the encyclopedia, and I don't have to go looking for whichever room I'm working in. Okay, like I don't have to look for a physical copy of it anywhere. So this encyclopedia, here's what I love about it. If you are considering an ingredient, you can find it on this encyclopedia. So let's pretend for the purposes of this video that I am looking at macadamia nut oil, okay? I want to use it in my body butters, and I do, by the way, it's fabulous. I want to use it in my products, but I'm not quite sure of all of the different kind of nuances or informational pieces that might help me be successful in making. So I type it in on her encyclopedia, and I know it's there because I actually used it a couple of weeks ago for macadamia nut oil. This encyclopedia will tell you the strengths. It will tell you the areas for improvement. It will give you alternatives, whether they be cheaper or more expensive, things you could use in place of. It just has, like, for everything that you could possibly think of, specifically butters and oils, it just has so much valuable information about each of those products in there. Hands down, a great resource if you are looking for specific information on oils, butters, and different things like that. This second one is definitely more geared towards a soap maker, specifically because of the content in the article that I'm referencing, but the website as a whole does have a lot of different articles and blog posts about other things. So though this particular article is about soap making, you could still use the website to find information out about other. And that is brambleberry.com. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when I first started soaping, Brambleberry, or I think it's the soap, is it the Soap Queen? I don't know about you guys, but when I first started, Brambleberry was always at the top of my search results, not only for ingredients, fragrances, and products like of that nature, but as far as resources. And the article that I find myself referring back to all of the time, I'm telling you, I look at this article all the time, is the Common Soap Making Oils Guide. In general, the blog is a great blog, but specifically this guide is really great if you have like a bunch of oils or are looking at a bunch of different oils to purchase, but you don't know what to get because you don't know how it's going to work for you. That is a fabulous guide that you can take a look at for everything oil related. And it gives like really great details, like with pictures. So if you're one of those visual learners, then I would definitely check that one out. Now, this next one is actually a physical book. Well, I think it's technically a dictionary. Yeah, technically it is a dictionary. I went thrift shopping with my dad. This was years ago at this point. We went thrift shopping together. It's a pastime of ours. It's our like thing that we do aside from watching my kids play sports. It's the thing that we do, right? And we love thrift shopping. So one time we went to a thrift store and I actually found this and it was $1. This is probably one of the better dollars I have ever spent. It is a consumer's dictionary of cosmetic ingredients. Now, I can't say if it still looks like this from the outside because this one is from 2005, I think. No, 2009. This one's from 2009. So it may look different when looking for it online or at a bookstore. I can't say for sure, but I'm telling you, this is just absolutely fabulous. This is a thick guy. Look how thick that is. I mean, it's no joke. It's a big one. And it's actually a great reference. I come back to it quite often when I'm not sure what I am looking at or what I'm looking for. So we'll take, for example, this is kind of what the inside looks like. One of the reasons that I love it is because obviously if you don't know what you're working with, this will give you a really good idea, but it will also give you like common abbreviations. So you can see there, FD&C, it gives you a common abbreviation, and then it goes through like each product or each variation of that individually. So this one has FD&C, the abbreviation for food, drug, and cosmetic, but then it has FD&C colors for food, drug, and cosmetic use. But then it goes a step further and it'll give you FD&C blue number 1. FD&C blue number 2. I mean, then it goes into the color lakes. So there's a good example of that. I mean, it just gives you tons of variations. And then something else that I noticed when I was looking through was that if you go to, for example, nail conditioner, right? Sometimes you might see on a bottle nail conditioner. If you go to nail conditioner in here, it will tell you like see nail strengthener. And then you can go to nail strengthener and it will give you the full definition for nail strengthener. So sometimes like when you see on cosmetic labels, those interchangeable things like gel cleanser or gel wash, when you see those kinds of things, it will have both of them in here and it will tell you that one is like a term or a synonymous term for the other. It's also a great resource if you just want to be an informed consumer because, like I said, it has all of these ingredients in them. So if you have a face wash that has 15 ingredients and you don't know what 10 of them are, you can look in here and find out what the other 10 of them are. It's really, it truly is great. Now, could you use Google on your phone? Yeah, sure. You could use Google on your phone, but sometimes I like to have a book in front of me. The next place you could look when starting out is a trusted resource. If you are new to my channel, then we may not be on that level yet, but you may be watching other YouTubers that you trust that give real valuable information. Even if it's not me, find a YouTuber or a blog or something like that that you trust and really stick with them. I do think that you should do your due diligence. I knew I wasn't going to get that right the first time, but I'm not going to go back and repeat it because I won't get it right this time either. But go back through, after you learn something new from someone and kind of fact check it. Unfortunately, though, there are channels like mine, channels like Humble Bee and Me, channels like Jerica Zimmerman that give you, or Caitlin Blue is another great one. Though you may find valuable information in our channels, we have, you know, your and our best interests at heart. Not every person that you meet online is going to be that way. So just like you wouldn't just take someone's word for it in real life about whatever random thing, then I would definitely recommend, especially if you're on the fence about whether you trust that person, to go back through and kind of check out what they're saying before you follow it to a T. And finally, this one is another physical book, and I'm pretty sure it's used as a textbook for something, but this is the Cosmetic Formulation Principles and Practice book. I gotta tell you, this is a good one. I wouldn't say it's a read from front to back type of thing. You certainly could, and I am working on it. I really like this because I can tell that the proper time and research went into checking everything that is stated in this book. There are so many references. Everything that you look at has a little reference. It has a lot of like visuals. Talks about the different skin layers. It just is a really, really comprehensive book that you can look at that will help you if you are working on strengthening your formulations or putting them into practice. So one section that I tend to go back to regularly is, let me go back. It's easy to find because I really have highlighted it quite a bit. Is chapter 10, which is all about oils. I mean, it just has really, really great information in it. You can definitely use this as, again, just a wonderful resource and wealth of information for you. Another chapter that I really liked was this one on preservatives and preservation of products. Obviously, it goes from a basic, like, what is a preservative, all the way to preservative blends. It talks about formaldehyde. It talks about parabens. I mean, it really just goes like deep in depth on each part of a preservative. So I very, very much so use this quite often. Oh, and if you're like formulating cosmetics, it does talk a lot about that too. It talks about like powders, particle shapes, and it just, again, this bad boy is a little thicky too. So it might take you some time, but I mean, from the back, it says formulation from theory to practice, case studies, practical, user-friendly approach, insights into future directions in product development, basic formulation, skin science, advanced formulation, and cosmetic product development. This is great. I don't formulate cosmetics, but I find a ton of valuable information in here for my body, like for my Bath and Body products. Most importantly, the bottom line when looking for a resource that can help you get started or point you in the right direction is find a trustworthy and genuine resource to follow. Okay, that's the ultimate advice that I could possibly give you. With that, I am going to end the video here. Hopefully these are some resources that you think will help you. And if you are getting started in your soaping journey, I do have my cold process soaper transformation series coming up. I'm actually working on the final chapters of the downloadable guide that's going to go with it. So it's a super comprehensive, in-depth, detailed look at everything that's soap making, cold process soap making, from the oils to additives to turning it into a business models, legalizing your business, labels, the whole, it's going to be the whole kit and caboodle. So that will be coming up very, very soon, just as soon as I am done with that guidebook. Subscribe so you don't miss it when I start uploading them. If you are looking for things that you should not waste your money on in a cold process soap business, I would highly recommend watching my video here. And if you are interested in starting soaping, but you don't know if cold process or melt and pour soap is better for you, I have this video here to help you decide. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.